happy with Willie Mason was Andrew Johns in the first 40 minutes. Turned 33 last Monday as he got ready to play for the Countryside. Well travelled, of course, has played for a number of clubs in our competition. He played overseas, and many would have thought that his career was over. I think he thought his own rep career was over. But now, right in the middle of it.
You good?
James Maloney will get us back underway in the second half, and they have a 2 converted try lead, the Countryside. And there's Fifita. Big man, give you 115 kilos. Sirinen. He finds Reynolds. Reynolds with a little darting run almost. Gets through before he's brought to ground by Maloney also, and there's Idris, but he pops it back to Tedesco. Good hands there from Tedesco. Also in that was Tom Simons. A Rooster, now a Sea Eagle. Playing for the City side. There's Cuthbertson. Manor. Tim Manor. Good defence there from Boyd Cordner. Reynolds. He finds Jennings, a flying Jennings, gets it to Nathan Merritt, 2 flyers. Aquila Uarte throws him into touch, but the ball stays alive with City, and there's Wade Graham with some fancy footwork. Oh, nice ball to Fifita. His Sharks teammate is over. What a beautiful piece of play from the City side. Freddie had the words of magic at half-time, and they are on the scoreboard. It is now 12 points to 4. Country over City.
Well, quite obviously, they've come out with the attitude they're not going to die wondering. A nice shift of the ball here to the left. Jennings with speed gets on the outside. He doesn't leave Merritt much room, so Merritt throws it back in field. There's a bit of a hope and pray there, and Wade Graham does brilliantly with a nice right foot step and a left arm offload to Fifita, who's able to crash through Michael Gordon and score the first try for the City boys. A little bit suspect there, the pass, but Country should have covered that up when the ball came floating back in field and bounced a couple of times before it was picked up. But nice to see the City boys back on the board straight away, and all of a sudden they're back in the game.
They're playing a much bigger team. The Country team, a real big team. See, Brad Fittler spoke to his team at half-time to move the ball. First set of 6 from their own area, big long shift. It's great to watch.
Here's Adam Reynolds to add the extras. Outstanding ball from Wade Graham, and this will just have a converted try in it. Adam's got his whole family here. He was talking to the kids before the game. No mistake. It is 12 points to 6. It is Country leading City in Coffs Harbour.
I think that's the key. You know, Brad Fittler would have said to them at half-time, look, you played that whole 40 minutes tough, but you played no football. You've got to get your game on. You've got to get your passes on. So in the first set of 6 after half-time, suddenly they string together a couple of good power plays, make some good yards, open up to the left-hand side of the field, and then push the ball through the hands and allow the talent and speed to do the rest. But in the first half, there was none of that. They were sort of frozen, either by the occasion or just their lack of experience.
Here's James Maloney. Gets us back underway. Let's see if Bo knows. Let's get to the sideline, Bo.
Yeah, totally agree with all you guys, especially Gus. That's the Cronulla Shark connection there. Andrew Fifita's in for a big one, but Wade Graham, geez, he can play any position, and that left arm offload is going to cause some big, big problems for the Country boys if they don't wrap him up.
He's built up so much since we first saw him with Hills Sports High a few years ago. Wade Graham playing at half-back, and he was quickly graded. And he's a big bopper now, Joey.
He's playing dummy half at the moment. It shows his versatility. You can play in the back row, you can play in the halves, you can get a pinch, probably play in the centres, and also dummy half. That utility role in Origin is so important. The jumper number 14, really putting his hand up for that position.
Yeah, jersey worn by Kurt Gidley on so many occasions, and that's a well way to kick, is it? No, it just goes dead in goal, and I'll come back to the 20. But
yeah, the pocket referee yelled out penalty here. There was a challenge on Adam Reynolds after he kicked the ball. It was a pretty sloppy one because the kick was well gone, and the pocket referee was saying penalty. There's the kick. Who comes through there? The 17, Alex McKinnon comes through Wasn't much in it, was there?
He's called it a shoulder charge, and it's interesting to see what happened the other night with Hoffman. A lot of talk about that as we see Fifita play the ball. Perfect position now for the City side. They've already scored one converted try in this second half to make it 12-6. Reynolds, nice ball to his captain. Hanging on for dear life was McCrone, and he'd be pulled down a metre away. They're the lines that Joey was talking about with Ryan Hoffman. Graham to dummy half to Reynolds, and he pops it inside to Manor. Manor straightens up, and he's eventually tackled.
Country boys haven't come out of the dressing room here, have they? They're on their heels right from the get-go.
Here's Graham. He gets it to Reynolds. Reynolds with a little chip kick. He collects himself. He'll score, Adam Reynolds. An outstanding piece of play from the number 7 for City. And when he pops this over, we're going to be locked up at Coffs Harbour.
Well, the Country boys have got their heads in the dressing room. They went to the break leading 12-0. They probably felt as though Country weren't playing much football on them, felt very comfortable. City have come out and moved the ball around, and this is a nice little kick in behind. There's no one back there, and Reynolds virtually pulls their pants down and produces a very good try underneath the posts.
All righty, Brad Fittler, you're not the one to yell and scream at people. What did you say to them at half-time, mate?
As little as possible, Timmy. I think they're quite aware. In defence, we had a real goal of winning the first tackle, but that was the only tackle we won all half. And so I thought at stage we're just getting a bit fatigued in the head. I think Gus nailed it in attack. Felipe Mateo threw that first pass, which got called forward, and we seemed to put the ball in our pocket and just hit the ball up, which I thought was crazy. So apart from just saying let's back each other a little bit, we made a bit of a commitment to catch the ball. The only other direction really was to the halves, that when we have got a good play of the ball, that they get in position to take advantage of that. And I thought, especially their inexperience, that was sort of holding them back a little bit. And you just saw Reno then. I thought that was great. A couple of good play of the balls. He was involved in a couple of them, and then he kept going. So things will happen for them if they're willing to take advantage of anything positive our forwards make for them.
Great to have you insight. The City coach, of course, part of our Channel 9 commentary team. And we are locked up at Coffs Harbour. It is 12-all. A whirlwind start for City in the second half, and they went to the break 12-0 down. It is now all square, just under 7 minutes gone. And there's Andrew Fifita, the first try scorer for City, off a beautiful pass from his club teammate Wade Graham. And he's a dummy half now to Hoffman.
Well, they're just charging harder now, aren't they? They're running onto the ball better. All of a sudden, the halfback wants the ball. He's floating across field, and there's a little bit of rhythm to their play. And that's good coaching from Brad Fittler. He said before the break there, he grabbed his two young halves aside and said, you've got to get into the game. Don't sit back and let it pass you by.
Oh, and there's a beautiful kick from Adam Reynolds. Absolutely outstanding, Andrew.
Yeah, another 40-20 to Adam Reynolds. His kicking game. When it's on, it's on. Look at this kick. 60 metres. Aquila Uarte. Maybe hurt there, Aquila. But he maybe could have got to that ball on the full. But what a kick.
Well, he hasn't kicked a 40-20 for South Sydney this year, as accurate as his kicking game has been, but he's come up with 2 today. And that's a beauty. I mean, the set of 6 after scoring points to get to the 40 and catch out your opposition winger, and now you've got the scrum feed 10 metres out. This is a great opportunity for the City boys now to go to the front.
We're 8 minutes gone in the second half. It is 12-all now. Jennings, the birthday boy from yesterday. He'll be wrapped up, 10 out. Merritt, Hoffman, straight into Ennis. Also in there was Big Willie. And Trent Barrett, he came out of half-time with a smile. We went to him just a few moments ago, and it was a pretty pensive look from him, the Country coach, as the ball's thrown back and knocked on eventually by Tedesco, I think. And we'll see a scrum pack, and the pressure is let off.
That's a bit ordinary, isn't it? You've got to be more precise than that when you get such a great break in play. And the Countryside looking a little bit bedraggled here, a little bit nonplussed. They've looked up at the scoreboard and said, what's going on? We were in total control here. Roosters Dragons, Anzac Day, my favourite day of the year. I love the Anzac Day celebrations, and I love the Roosters and the Dragons on an Anzac Day. That'll be an absolute beauty for you.
20 people will have Ferris Ashton in their thoughts. Of course, we lost him in January. A wonderful rugby league player for the Roosters. Played Test for Australia. Wonderful, wonderful Australian that was so indelibly linked to that Anzac Day match between the Roosters and Dragons, as we see Willie Mason brought to grounds. Tarek Sims. It is 12 all. Country boys will probably need to look at the scoreboard to realise that it's all happened pretty quick. We're on the last tackle here on the halfway line, and Michael Ennis to James Maloney, and he on the throw to Tedesco, who drops it back to Tafua. Cuthbertson. The City side now with Tim Manor. Graham. There's Sirinen and Hoffman now to Jennings, and Jennings is brought to ground by White, and McCrone also in the tackle, as is McKinnon. And there's Merritt. Could this be his year for a sky blue jersey? Nathan Merritt. Last tackle here. Adam Reynolds with the kick. It goes straight down the throat of Michael Gordon. Grew up just north of here, not far from the border. He's now with the Sharks, Michael Gordon.
He's a surfer, Michael Gordon. He loves to get his board out and get on the waves. It's one of his favourite pastimes. Not unlike the fellow sitting directly to our right, who I believe raced the Coffs Harbour waters over the weekend. Did you not, Jerry?
That's right, Gus. It's beautiful up here. What about you? Did you get out on the board?
I was building sandcastles watching you.
It's 12 all. Last tackle as Maloney puts the kick in the air. It'll be marked and it'll come back to the 20. No pressure on Tedesco there.
Yeah, that's a really poor finish to the set there from James Maloney. Rolled up the field. You can't afford to kick the ball dead on that occasion. That's a poor kick from Maloney.
Tafua. Well, pretty impressive sandcastles too, Gus. We've heard that from the local people. As Merritt plays the ball back to Graham, and there's Cuthbertson. Oh, beautiful ball back to Graham. Graham finds Jennings, and they've come out ready to play in the second half, the City side. And it's not the best pass in the world from Curtis Sirinen, but it's tidied up well from Hoffman, who throws the ball back. Certainly playing a attractive brand of football as Reynolds eventually is burrowed to ground. Last tackle now, City to Sirinen. Puts the kick in the air. He's got some chasers with him, Curtis. Joel Reddy goes high, bounces it forward. Josh McCrone tidies up and he'll bring it back. The Canberra pivot.
Well, there's only one team playing football at the moment, isn't it? The City boys have got a real buzz about them, and Country really struggling to handle this bit of momentum from their opposition. We've got it in the face, did it?
I think that's a Falcon. It's an official Falcon as Idris takes it forward. All the possession going the way of the City boys at the minute as Tolman. Just a few k's down the highway he's from, but they'll get a penalty here, the Countryside. And that'll give them the opportunity to collect their thoughts.
Yeah, well, McCrone and Maloney have got to respond here. The halves for the City side have become far more active. Reynolds has got his hands on the ball. Sirinen started to get into his stride, and all of a sudden McCrone and Maloney have got to respond to get their team back on the front foot.
It was a narrow win to City last year when we went out to Mudgee. Just the 2 points in it. As Tolman takes it forward. Cuthbertson in the tackle. Also in there was Ray Graham, and Ennis at dummy half to Tarek Sims. Country boys. No points for them in the second half as Ennis takes it from dummy half. McCrone to McKinnon. And McKinnon gets around and out of Reynolds' tackle. He's still alive. McKinnon will play the ball 2 metres out from the City line. This is Country now on the attack. They're playing some football with Ennis to McCrone. McCrone finds Maloney. Maloney darts back. It's a good tackle there from jersey 16, Tom Simons for City. Tolman. Will be tackled. A metre out from the City line. Last tackle now, Country. We're all square in Coffs Harbour as Ennis gets it to Maloney with a little kick through. Are they there? Tidied up nicely by Tafua. He'll try to get out, he won't. We'll see the dropout, so a good result for the Country side. It's 12 all, City and Country. Okay, we're back here now for the dropout from the City side, and the first we've really seen of the Country team in attack. And they've gone for the short one. Beautifully done. There he is on the fly. What about that? And he had him with him, didn't he? Nathan Merritt was outside Michael Jennings, and there's a penalty. Tell you what, talk about roosted a feather duster in a couple of seconds.
How good was that? What a kick. Here, boys. What a brave kick that is, and what touch. That's unbelievable. Is it Adam Reynolds then? And have a look at, oh, here's the man, look, Jack White.
Jennings so quick. All right, here's their chance again, Tarek Sims. 12-0 in the second half to the City side. It's all locked up on the scoreboard as Ennis gets it to Maloney, and Maloney gives himself before he's brought to ground. It really is an exquisite Sunday afternoon in Coffs Harbour for football. New South Wales looking to turn it round, 7 in a row. A few players out here no doubt will wear blue jerseys in a few weeks. There's McCrone to run himself, and he's brought to ground by Cuthbertson. Over the top is Fafita. Pretty good defence from the City side on their own line. Ennis, Maloney, inside to Idris. Idris to, ball goes to ground. Went to Gordon, went to ground.
Yeah, you see the shift of the ball here from Country. This is what happens when you premeditate a play before you look up and see what's happening with the defence. They strip numbers here. Look at the space on the outside here. But because they've organised the play before they've looked up, have a look at the space outside there. That's when the halves got to take control and see what's in front of them and put the play on to what the defence is doing. That was premeditated. The ball should never have come back on the inside there.
Or even your fullback, Joey. He's the one that's got to look up and say, I mean, Billy Slater wouldn't have missed that opportunity. He'd have said to his halves, no, and called a different play, and that's, you're 100% right. The premeditation in the ball players misses a lot of chances in this game.
There's Hoffman. Now, he's got a smile on his face, Bo Ryan. He was a little bit wobbly there for the first few minutes of the second half, the 18th man for Country. Bo?
Yeah, look, I think Joe is completely right there. I think James Maloney's got to keep his eyes up, but Trent Barrett pulled both halves aside, Josh McCrone and James Maloney, and had a whisper to him, so don't be surprised if James Maloney comes up with a match-winning play.
Alrighty, could that be prophetic from Bo Ryan as we see Tedesco. And there's Mateo. They wrap up that ball. Last tackle now, the City side. Adam Reynolds. He'll just kick it straight down the throat of Michael Gordon, and he'll have room to move here, Michael Gordon. With the Sharks now. Maloney. You couldn't ask for better conditions as Ennis gets it to Uarte and runs straight into Hoffman.
Left side, left side.
I wonder what Laurie Daly's thinking at the moment. Obviously, there's been some impressive performances. A lot of the New South Wales players not playing today. They're either played in Test football or they're being rested. As we see Maloney with a little kick through. Will be tidied up well by Tedesco. And he's tackled.
I think you'd be impressed with the standard of play. What players have stood out for you, Gus?
Yeah, I'll have to have a think about it, Joey. To me, no one's really put their hand up, to be honest, as outstanding, but it's something you'd have to go back and have a look and see how they were off the ball and how well they did their job individually. I think Hoffman's been strong. In the first half, the country forwards were very good.
Last tackle, Aiden.
Here's the last tackle with the City side. It's all locked up. It's a close old game of rugby league. Some flashes of brilliance. Adam Reynolds went for the little miracle chip then. It almost came off, but it's in the hands of country. There's Boyd Cordner. Big fella, Boyd Cordner. Ever since coming on as a schoolboy at Matraville Sports High, grew up in this area, but came to fame with Matto and early days with the Roosters.
He's an old bar pirate. I think it was his junior club.
There it is.
There it is.
There's a gifted player. There's Maloney, one of his club teammates. And here they are, the countryside. Ennis to Cordner. Jackson back to McCrone. Around his legs was Reynolds, or around his waist, really. It got back to Jackson, and Jennings was in there, but the ball's still alive now through McKinnon. And McKinnon gets eventually tackled. Took a while. Last tackle now. Countryside through Ennis. Ennis to Maloney. Maloney will put the kick cross field. Is anyone there for country? Idris flies high. Ends up in the hands of Reddy.
Country knocked it back.
And that's really good hustle there from Jamal Idris. It wasn't a great kick, and Tafua looked like he had it covered pretty comfortably, but Idris hustles. He doesn't give up on it, and at least he's able to force the error. He didn't get to it himself, but he was able to force the error. Comes off Tafua, well, Idris passes it back, taken by Reddy, and Reddy takes it dead. So it's great hustle there from Idris. Turned a bad kick into a great one.
And in good form for Gold Coast this year. John Cartwright's done a great job with the Titans.
He looks so much fitter. And with that, when he hits the wall and the fatigue element comes, he's got so much more spring and speed in his game.
Here's the dropout from Adam Reynolds and Ryan James, speaking of the Gold Coast. Another bloke that excelled at schoolboy level, with Peter Sterling medal winner a few years back for Palm Beach Currumbin. And there's Aidan Tolman. It is 12 all City Country Coffs Harbour as Josh McCrone gives it to McKinnon, and he runs straight into Jennings. Good tackle by Michael Jennings. Ball comes loose. Well, we're seeing the scrum pack here, and that was a good tackle from Michael Jennings. We asked a penny for Laurie Daly's thoughts a few moments ago, and what do you know? He's with us. He joins Cameron Williams.
Got the New South Wales Origin coach here. Interested spectator, of course, today. Laurie, are you surprised how well that City's come back into this game?
Yeah, at half-time I thought Country were well in control. Obviously Freddie's speech at half-time must have been a good one, but yeah, look, it's an interesting game, but I'm sure that you know, with 18 minutes to go, it could go either way.
From an Origin point of view, anyone stood up, anyone caught your eye yet?
Oh, look, there's a few guys that are playing pretty well at the moment. The thing I like about it is they're all trying and they're giving that effort, and that's what Origin's all about, is to compete for the 80 minutes. And these games are always close, given that you know, both teams really know what each other are going to throw at one another. So
I'll throw
we'll
a couple of names at you from each team.
There goes Hoffman. Hang on there, Cameron. There's Ryan Hoffman. No doubt he's impressed. Oh, ball back inside to Tedesco. Goes to ground. Why don't we start with the captain of City, Ryan Hoffman?
What do you think about that, Ryan Hoffman?
Yeah, he's been pretty good, Ryan Hoffman, as you would expect. You know, coming from the Melbourne Storm club, always competes, and he's leading City very well. Unfortunately here, though, he just couldn't set up his support as well as what he would have liked to in the past. Wasn't great. But, yeah, there's been some good contributors out there today.
Adam Reynolds has been one of them.
Yeah, he's really played well, Adam, and you know, he's a good young kid that's been on the radar for a while.
Willie Mason's made his intentions clear. Is it possible for him to play his way back into Origin from this game?
Look, Willie's one of those guys that, you know, he's 32 years of age. He's pretty keen to participate in this game. His carries have been really strong, and who knows what's around the corner for the big fella.
I know Phil Gould's got a question for you too, Laurie.
Yeah, Laurie, what are you thinking about your front rowers for Origin? Are you going to take 4 specialists, 3 specialists? Are you looking at Paul Gallen maybe playing in that position?
Yeah, all those options, Gus, at the moment. I think Queensland over the last couple of years have had that 4-prop rotation. That's been very effective for them. But we've got to have some big men in our team. But you'd like to have the big men playing good, having some good football under their belt. Gal is probably better suited to the back row. I know he plays in the front row at times. He probably doesn't enjoy playing that position, but we'll just see how it all pans out in the next couple of weeks, mate.
Laurie Daly, thank you very much. Back to the call, Tim.
Yeah, we see the kick from McCrone. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you, Laurie. And it's alive through country, eventually with Jennings, and the ball is lost. We'll take a break here, City Country. It's 12-all in Coffs Harbour. We're back at Coffs Harbour. It's all locked up at 12-all. And there's a replay, Andrew, of what happened just before we went to the break.
Jack Whiten climbs high, throws the ball at the back. I think Michael Jennings couldn't believe he got the ball. That's why he dropped the ball. But watch out for Uarte. He's skipping across the field.
All right, we've got a cracking finish, and there he is, Uarte. Joey spoke about him. Blistering speed. He tries to get the ball loose. What a miracle pass! He's got it away! That's a try to country! James McManus, Aquila Uarte. We called him the magician earlier. That is David Copperfield stuff. Wow!
I'll let Andrew Johns call this. He called it right from the get-go.
Watch the skip. Gets across field and then skips, which makes the defence hesitate. Look at this. Boom. And then just too big and too powerful. Attracts 2 defenders on the Great Wall. Replay out the back to his Knights teammate. And what a player. That's the key with these sort of players like Uarte. You don't need to dress things up. You just give him the ball and just say run. And he's so hard to tackle.
It's not often you see tries winger to winger, is there? These days in rugby league, they're poles apart, but that's brilliant from Uarte. They're the sort of game-breaking plays that the really special ones can come up with. He didn't think about doing that at any time until it was absolutely on. He just thought, well, I'll dance across the field here, I'll get them nervous, then I'll charge at them, and the rest just happened. He doesn't know why he did it, he just did it. McManus was able to scurry in and score the try.
He's holding the ball in the hand like an Olympic water polo player. It was extraordinary.
Yeah, you don't want Aquila thinking. I think that's the key. I seen him one day in the under-20s when he first burst onto the scene. He was playing for the Newcastle Knights, and they were up by 2 points with 2 minutes to go, and they had a scrum 10 metres out from their line. And he chipped and chased on the first play. He just thought, he had too long to think about that, Aquila. But he's just so strong.
Here's James Maloney to put it to a converted try. It is 16-12 at the moment. Country leading City after that remarkable try. Oh, beautiful kick from Maloney. It's 18-12. Let's get down to Bo Ryan.
Well, look, it was obviously a tough call for Baz to go with Uarte over me. You know, Uarte's got the speed, got the strength and the size, very similar to how I play, but I'm going to have to say, mate, he's probably got me for size, and that offload for Jimmy McManus just shows the reason why he went with him over me, buddy.
Very self-deprecating, Bo, as modest as they come, as Tolman takes it forward. Tell you what.
That's a lunatic.
He's brilliant. We all love him. Bo knows. It's great to have him with us. He actually stripped down with the Countryside, put his civvies back on, put a microphone in his hand. He's done a wonderful performance for us today. It is just under 12 minutes remaining in Coffs Harbour, and it's 18-12, Country over City.
That is very good.
Aidan Tolman. Last tackle now for Country, and it's in the hands of Sam Williams, who's now on the field. The Canberra player, Tedesco. Oh, he pulled up. He looks like he got shot there, James Tedesco.
I hope he hasn't done his knee.
He had such an awful injury last year.
Grabbing at his side?
Yeah.
Side strain or something? Oh, no.
You never like to see this. Let's have a look. Up he comes.
You can see
Probably more hamstring, I think.
No, he's grabbing at a rib or a back there. Gus, he's hobbling back in the...
Well, something fell out of place, didn't it?
an immediate look of anguish on his face, but he's trying to get back in. He said to the trainer that he's okay. Okay, we'll watch him with interest, James Tedesco.
He obviously felt a nerve pain or something gave way in his lower back, which is not good at the best of times.
Grant.
Mind you, it happens to me every morning when I get out of bed, but very unusual for a young footballer to feel that.
You're not Robinson Crusoe there, Gus. Few aches and pains in this commentary box. As we see Peets go to dummy half, it is 18-12. Country leading the way of City. Tim Manor. There's Bo. He's a man of the people. As you see a kick with a bit too much weight on it. We'll come back to the 20 with Country.
He's now come from the field, Tedesco, and that's interchange number 11. They get 12 interchanges here today.
They lost last year, Country. They take this game very, very seriously. Of course, some people want to throw question marks. I, for one, absolutely love it. We saw Ricky Stewart in an article this morning say how important it is for the New South Wales coach, and Laurie, as we heard before, is watching it with interest. Tolman. And there's Ryan James. Big man, James. There's Williams. Brought to ground by Manor. Also in the tackle is Michael Jennings. McCrone at dummy half to Maloney. There goes the kick from James. Underneath it is Reddy. And he takes it well, Joel. Well taken, and he runs it back. Let's get to Brad Fittler, the City coach. Your boys, just under 10 minutes to change the scoreline as we see the T-Rex run over the top of Ryan James, Brad.
Yeah, that's a good way to start. Hopefully, it'll be one of our halves now to get in here and push us around. Hopefully, Adam Reynolds, and just looking for Curtis. He's getting a little bit lost out there, but he's most probably pretty fatigued. It's been a hot day. He's done plenty of defence.
Brad, did you get an injury report on what happened to Tedesco there when he stopped running the ball back?
No, I haven't, mate. Good ball.
Here goes Jennings. He said that, Reynolds, and Jennings, and there goes Michael. He gets the ball to Peets. Oh, and he's chopped down in a beautiful tackle. Nathan Peets almost there, but James Maloney, a great tackle as Reynolds take it from dummy half. Reynolds is still on his haunches, or Jennings is still on his haunches. And that was an outstanding last bit of play. Brad, we'll get back to you if you're there. What did you think of that?
Yeah, that was disappointing. That's another one where, the half, most likely Curtis should have just stepped in there, beat him in, and the ball, since his halfback was in a dummy half. That's all experience, but I haven't got Tedesco yet. He's got a strap around his waist, so but when I saw him, considering what he went through last year, there was no way I was going to risk him. And I know we've only got one interchange left, I think, but we sort of planned that to give everyone as many minutes and be as fair as we possibly could.
Yeah, let's hope for young James Tedesco that he is okay and it's just something minor, because it was an awful start for him last year when he virtually missed the whole season. Good hands there.
It was a great pass from Adam Reynolds. I'd love to see more of that in the modern game, where you've got a player like Jennings. You're just throwing the ball early. You give him space and let him, his speed and his footwork worry the defence.
So there's Merrin. They've got a 6-point spread, Trent Barrett's team, right at the moment. They led 12-0 at half-time. Last tackle. And Sam Williams looks for touch, and he'll find it. He's only been on the last few minutes.
It's interesting to see Sam Williams here. The way the Raiders play their halves down in Canberra, Williams as a halfback is pretty much locked into the left-hand side of the field. Watching him come through the lower grades, he floated around both sides of the field and was quite adept. But when you haven't done it for a while, it's not that easy. And I just noticed a couple of times he's handled the ball here on the right-hand side of the field. So he's getting into it. He's trying to get himself around there and explore new avenues.
Bo Ryan, of course, knows James Tedesco from his days with the Tigers, and he's got an update on his situation, Bo.
Yeah, Bo Ryan here with the pain away injury report. Now, I'm good mates with James Tedesco and was worried when I saw him clutching at that knee, but the good news is it's just a hip pointer. It is a painful injury, but hopefully we'll see him back out there soon.
Great stuff, Bo. Here's the City side, Curtis Sirenen. Freddie was talking about him. Wants to see him involved in these final few minutes. We know he's an enormous talent, just 19 years of age. Hoffman.
He's been good, Hoffman. Very strong.
There's Pete's out of dummy half. Little darting run from him.
Yeah, I was talking to Brad Fittler before the game and asked him what was the week like, and he was speaking glowingly about Ryan Hoffman, the professionalism of him and how he prepares and the influence that has on the players around him.
Big towering kick from Adam Reynolds, and it's taken well by Michael Gordon. And he was with us on the Sunday Footy Show last Sunday, and he was jumping out of his skin to take on the City jersey again. Ryan Hoffman.
He's played 80 minutes too. Has he had a spell today?
No.
Idris.
Well, we've only got 6 minutes left, haven't we?
It's been a quick second half, plenty of quality football, some outstanding tries scored today. As the Countryside, they've got the 6-point lead here in Coffs Harbour. Ennis at dummy half to Mason. He runs straight into Tony Williams.
City Country, Andrew, are you allowed to kick field goals in City Country, or do they bar them?
Got no idea, Gus.
Beautiful little kick there from James Maloney. No look for the field goal, but that's a lovely kick. And he forces Tafua to take it. Does he get into play, George Tafua? How strong's he? Had 3 or 4 defenders on him, and he managed to. And there's a penalty go the way of the City side. So this is exactly what they need.
And that was a captain's knock there from Ryan Hoffman. Got back on the second play. Spoke about it. He's played all 74 minutes. Gets back on the second play. It's a real tough run.
Yeah, it's an origin run because he got himself back there and he's got teammates in front of him. The back rower, who's been tackling and running all day, gets back there to make the run. And he's got teammates still straggling back watching the play. They're the origin moments that a coach looks for. Who gets back there to take that tough run.
Cuthbertson. Pete's to dummy half and gets it to Michael Jennings. Jennings to Mateo. To his hands for Letty Mateo. Centre field, the City side. Under 5 minutes remaining as Jennings darts from one side to the left, to the right. Cuthbertson now to Hoffman. We've heard his name mentioned plenty of times today, but he's wrapped up by Whiten. Reynolds shows to go inside, goes out to Curtis Sirenen. Has a little darting run himself, Curtis. Last tackle now for City. They won't get too many more attacking opportunities as Reynolds puts the kick high. Uarte is underneath it. Oh, bobbles out of his hands. Hoffman tries to throw the miracle ball to Jennings.
We have a country knock on.
Doesn't quite get there, but it's a country knock on first, so City will get another opportunity.
And look at Hoffman again. We just saw him at the other end with an act of courage to get back there, and here he is chasing through, leading the way. Down in front of his teammates, challenging for the ball. Nearly comes up with it and nearly gets it to Jennings. They're going to rule knock on here against Uade, but it's Hoffman, the skipper, that's the one there putting the pressure on. I know he's on a losing side, but he's been the best player on the field today, Ryan Hoffman.
So 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes remaining here in Coffs Harbour. It's as close as you want to get it. City Country leading by 6. City now with an opportunity. What do you want to see happen here, Andrew?
I'd like to see Fletty Mateo with the ball in his hands, skip around. Who's playing fullback here? Nathan Merritt. So let's see the combination between the halves, Curtis Sirenin, Adam Reynolds, and the fullback at the moment, Nathan Merritt. I think a player like Mateo, he's got a pretty stamp here on this set.
I think if they move the ball to the right-hand side of the field, Joe, and just come back with that long side play with plenty of depth and see if they can't get them activated out wide. Jennings has looked to get Whiten on the outside a couple of times. Just give him time and space.
There's Merritt. Merritt is thrown to ground by Idris. Tafua goes to dummy half. Just a darting run. That's actually Tony Williams. There's Mateo. Mateo to Reynolds. Reynolds, oh, he hung onto it. And it's gone to ground, but still alive with City. Cuthbertson has the ball in his hands.
They just weren't deep enough. The play was on. They just weren't deep enough.
Here's Jennings at dummy half. They trail by 6. Mateo again. He gets it to Sirenin. Sirenin with the wide ball. And there is Simons back inside to Reddy. And good tackle by Michael Ennis, the captain. The ball goes loose, but it continues to go backwards. So they say it's been touched 6 again. City have an opportunity here. They need to settle it down. Peets to Cuthbertson. It is 18-12, 2 minutes to go, or 2 minutes and a little in Coffs Harbour. Peets at dummy half to Tim Manor. Charges into Tolman. Also in that tackle was Mirren. Peets, Mateo, Reynolds, Hoffman. So close, Ryan Hoffman. He's a metre away when he plays at the captain of the City side. Peets has a little burrow himself. He doesn't get there. Last tackle, 18-12, country over City. Here's Adam Reynolds. Comes this way, Adam Reynolds. Pops the ball to Hoffman. It's to Tafua. Does he get over George Tafua? We'll have to wait and see. Here's the referee, Chris James.
Okay, Wardy, this is going to be tackle 6. No try. Touch and touch and goal, please.
Okay, well, the linesman is giving the tip that maybe we've got a foot or an arm on the line before Tafua gets this down. There was some desperate defence coming across from the inside. Again, the switch of play from Reynolds. Back he comes. Give us a look. Give us a look. No, he's out. He's out. Aquila Uarte is able to get him in the air and bustle his body over the touchline, and that's a try saver. May well be a game saver.
2 magical moments by Aquila Uarte today, both in attack when we saw him set up the try for McManus, and then again here, this will be no try. Into touch, George Tafua.
It's a fair matchup, isn't it? George Tafua and Aquila Uarte, 1-on-1. 5 metres out, 1 metre to work with. 2 real powerful players.
Hang on.
So the countryside will have the chance now to slow things down as Willie Mason brings it forward.
Come on, up and square. Get up. Hold here. Wide.
Bo Ryan, thank you so much for your contribution. Last comment from you.
Thanks for having me, guys, and go the Country Boys, go the Cronulla Sharks, and see you on Thursday night on the Footy Show, the best show on TV.
All right, we'll see that at 8:30 on Thursday. A big Anzac Day here on Channel 9. Of course, we have the Roosters and the Dragons in the afternoon from Allianz Stadium. Here's Country. No dispute in this. Ryan Hoffman, the KFC So Good man of the match, the captain of the City side. He's played in a beaten team, but he's been brilliant today. So congratulations to Ryan Hoffman, our man of the match. And there's Sam Williams. He looks for touch. But George Tafua plucks it out. Uarte around his legs.
30 seconds left. City have got to come up with something miraculous.
Jennings now. And they've got to go about 75 metres the City side if they're going to change the scoreboard. Country lead 18-12. Cuthbertson, Sirenin. Is this the miracle Gus speaks of? Joel Reddy now. Does he get it away? Yes, he does. Flying down the sideline and taking it into touch. Oh, Tom Simons, Big Tom, had the ball in his hands.
You see who was on the inside.
So close. There it is. It's all over in Crofts Harbour. 18 points to 12. Country beating City. What a great game. Stand by for the 9 News, which is next.